Okay, we are here today to talk with Weezie Howley. Good morning, Weezie.
Hello, Mo.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. So, Weezie is a managing director and founding member of Beautycounter, which is the leader in clean beauty. How old is Beautycounter now? Is it 7 years?
We actually just had our 8th year anniversary
Wow,
in March. So just this month we turned 8. Crazy.
that's awesome.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
I know.
And how did you discover Beautycounter? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got connected with the company?
Okay. Yeah. I had a friend from another job who had gotten involved with Beauty Counter in the beginning. And she reached out to me and said, I think this might be a company you'd be interested in. I know you're interested in, sort of health and wellness and that kind of thing. And this is all about clean personal care products, clean skincare. And quite honestly, Moira, I was like, no, no, thank you. I'm not interested. I just, I don't know. I couldn't get my head around. I didn't feel like selling people skincare. I had done that years ago. I didn't want to do that again.
Mhm.
And I sort of was like, well, that's good for you. But I'm not really interested.
Isn't that so
And
funny?
right, it isn't. It happens with a lot of people. But we were friends, she and I. So I kind of would watch her things that she would do on social media and bump into her in chat. And I ran into her, pre-COVID when we could actually get in large gatherings and we were at an outdoor concert at a vineyard. And I ran into her there and I had said, oh, how's that beauty company doing? And she said, oh, it's great. I actually just came back from New York City. I just filmed a segment on the Today Show. Well,
Oh my
that
gosh.
that got my attention, as you can imagine. I'm like, wait a second here. So she said to me, yeah, I really think we should have lunch. Why don't you let's just grab a bite to eat and I can tell you a little bit more about it. So kind of fast forward, I think what got me interested in is at the same time, I was also starting to think about something that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
My girls were 3 girls. I think they were all in middle school, sort of on the cusp of getting into high school. And I definitely knew that they were, coming home from these, sleepovers and times with their friends with these like nasty products that smelled really nasty. And I just started to understand, like, okay, wait a second, there is a connection between the stuff that we're, putting on our skin, washing our hair with, and all of that. I was definitely cluing into the fact that it was important to read ingredients. And so it was kind of perfect timing with Beauty Counter at that point because I was interested in what the company was doing. I didn't particularly, I don't want to say I didn't care about the products. I knew the products would be great just because I knew the people involved with the company. I knew they wouldn't ever get involved with something that wasn't going to be top notch. But I really cared more about the mission of the company. And the mission was to educate people, clean up this whole industry that is pretty much unregulated. And so Beauty Counter's mission is to get safer products into the hands of everyone. And what I actually love is that our mission isn't even to get Beauty Counter products into the hands of everyone. It's just to give people, I guess, arm people with information so they can make healthier, safer choices for themselves and their family. Um,
Mhm.
and so for me, that was, gosh, the company's 8 years old. I think it was 6.5 years ago that I decided to get involved. I had not even tried a single product, Moira. I remember when I told my husband, Kevin, that I was going to do this, he was all on board. He's like, look, I think the company sounds like it's onto something. But I remember when the big box of products came, I was like, oh, please, God, I hope I like this stuff. And I've loved it. I love the education piece. I've learned so much. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that piece too. But so 6.5 years later, I'm a leader within the company. I have a team of incredible women, 200 and something women on my team. And I feel like at the end of the day, I'm part of something really important. It's fun. You and I work together, which is awesome. And so
Mhm.
many people from around the country. And just getting a chance to be, have a social impact. We're really having a social impact with a lot of the work that we're doing to change the industry. And
Right,
then also making a significant income. I mean, I can't really beat it.
right, right. I know, and that's the thing. There is a strong purpose behind the company, and what I love about it too, it's just a lot of women supporting women.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of jobs where, For example, people wouldn't want to like share their notes or share information because, that's my customer, that's my client. No, give me that, give me that. It's
Yeah.
none of that.
Women are
It's
brutal.
none of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Women.
that's what I find so interesting about all the people that it attracts are just really high quality, smart women, it seems like. And we're all in it together. Like it's super supportive. I mean, we obviously have a Facebook group that you manage and lead, and we share, this is what I was successful with. So here's a good idea for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's
Yeah.
interesting that you say that you got into it when your girls were in middle school, because, that's when kids really start to develop acne.
Yeah.
And what I love about Beautycounter is that it's really providing a solution to people who struggle with their skin, because your skin is the first area that your body detoxes.
Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like that's what I've found with my daughter is that, and that's really what kind of brought me to Beautycounter too, is I was like, oh my God, same idea. Like when the light bulb goes off and you're going like, oh my God, all this stuff we're putting on our skin is going right into our body. And, why does someone have acne? Is it a food allergy? It's really about healthful living
Yeah.
and, making those types of choices that like support your body. I mean, we're living in a toxic world kind of thing, but if we can find solutions to high quality skincare and better beauty products and this and that. And of course, the mission of Beauty Counters runs so deep, right? I mean,
Well,
what is it,
and
19?
you're all about Mo, you're all about nutrition. Everybody knows that about you, right? And if you think about it, you're incredible with nutrition, you're incredible with fitness. Um, I'm like not nearly where you are there, but those two things are important to me. And what I realize, and a lot of people realize, is we're not completing the circle, right? So we're
Right.
really careful with nutrition and we're careful with fitness, but then we're not understanding that we're also being exposed to a myriad of, potentially harmful chemicals in the products that we're using every day. I mean, the average teenage girl uses 17 products before she leaves her bathroom in the morning. Um, One of the things that is interesting to me, again, what sort of made the light bulb go off to me is that the European Union bans close to 1,500 ingredients in all of their skincare and personal care products. And when I got involved with Beautycounter, the United States banned only 11. Now we're at a booming 30. Well, we're getting, we've got a
Right.
long way to
Right.
go, but we're improving. And Beautycounter is, we're different because, I mean, as our CEO Greg Renfrew always says, the world doesn't need another beauty brand. We all know that. You can just be inundated with beauty brands everywhere you look. But we're really a movement for clean beauty. And as you said in the beginning of this chat, Beautycounter really is the leader of clean beauty and really kind of coined the phrase. So one of the things that we do, which really makes us different from so many other brands, is that we have a strong advocacy leg. So we say with Beautycounter, there's three pillars. So we educate, as I said, we're all about arming people with information so they can make better choices for them, for their families, and healthier, safer choices.
Mhm.
We, as you said, we provide a solution. And how do we do that? We formulate these incredible, innovative, on trend, covetable products that really work. Because let's face it, if something's safe for you all day long, but if it doesn't work, you're not going to use it. So our stuff works. We win all kinds of awards for that. But it's also significantly safer than what you're going to find in the market. And then the third thing, as I mentioned, that's really different about us is our advocacy. And so we take consultants every year, not right now, obviously with COVID, but we've had several trips to Washington, D.C., where we've been lobbying on Capitol Hill for stricter, safer beauty laws. We do the same thing in Canada and Parliament. We've had a text campaign going nationwide so people can text their congressman for better beauty. We have all kinds of consultants that have gotten involved in local levels with local laws. And so we really put our money where our mouth is. And again, it's not a scare tactic. It's not telling people, ooh, don't use that. You're going to get X, you can get Y. It's basically just recognizing, as you mentioned earlier, we are all carrying a toxic load just in the life that we're living. So let's control the controllables and start understanding, which foods we better be buying that are organic.
Right.
what we're putting on our lawn, that sort of new car smell, understanding that that's actually not really good smell. um,
Right.
I think I know an industry secret is the word fragrance. So anyone who's watching this, I mean, if you just looked at your products and made sure it doesn't say fragrance, sometimes it will say parfum, and some people think that that's really kind of cool, and it's not the same thing as fragrance, and it is. And companies do not have to say what makes up fragrance. Basically it's a trash can of toxic chemicals that make up fragrance. So that's one of the things that we teach people, in addition to things like phthalates and parabens and all kinds of other ingredients that we never use. But so we're really, I guess, so much about something so much bigger than just, we have a slogan. It's like, if you think I'm just selling lipstick, you're not paying attention. It's absolutely right. It's like a much bigger thing about cleaner, healthier living and just getting educated, if that makes sense.
Right. Oh, it totally does. And for me, it's just been, as you had said, it sort of completes the circle of healthy living in my world. I mean, yes, I've changed what I've cooked and bought and changed what I eat over the years and in cooking for my family, but really in taking care of others, I've really learned a lot about not just fitness, but the nutrition.
Yeah.
And really, the skincare is just, once you really open your eyes to like, okay, there are better choices out there, it actually feels so good. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, like Beautycounter to me is all about too, like that self care that when I was running around like crazy, raising my kids and blah, blah, blah. And I was at the YMCA, washing my face and my hair with like the gross soap
Oh, the
out of
nasty stuff in the shower. Yeah, I remember
out of
that.
the dispenser. I
Yeah.
mean, we're in and out of the pool with the chlorine. Like there's just a lot of things going on with,
Yeah.
but I mean, now that I know, now that I know,
Yeah.
it just feels good that I'm like, oh, and like, I know that sounds silly, but like every night when I just every night, and I feel like I'm just taking care of myself a little bit
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
really didn't do all those years, when
Well,
you're
and one
raising
of the
kids. And
things too,
so,
I wanted to circle back, Mo, excuse me, when you mentioned the acne. Sorry, I'm like choking to death. Even just educating people again about what happens to your skin when you start using clean products. So I've had all
right,
kinds of customers over the years whose kids have suffered with acne, and they've been amazed at just putting them on Beautycounter products, not even a quote unquote acne line, but just getting them to use a couple of consistent, a face wash and a moisturizer every day that doesn't have a bunch of fillers and other potentially harmful ingredients. Getting them on clean products does wonders for their skin, that alone. So even when you're talking about clean cooking, right? Simple ingredients, simple, fresh ingredients, really good for your health, really yummy. Same thing with skincare. And I always say to people, if anyone's watching this and they're like, oh, what, I'm kind of lazy, or what's one thing that I could do? It's not even a Beautycounter product, guys. It's just get a jar of coconut oil. Using coconut oil on your face, it's fabulous on your dry skin. It's good for you. It's inexpensive. You can put it on your face and you can eat it and cook it and put it in your coffee, everything.
you can put it in
So
your coffee. Yes,
yeah.
you can. And have
So
you
that,
ever heard about um, putting it on your teeth? Have you ever
mhm.
heard of that?
I've
Where
heard about
people
the
put
oil pulling. You put it in your,
coconut
you
pulling,
dissolve it.
yes.
Yeah.
And so if you have like super sore gums because you brush your teeth too hard, coconut oil takes away the inflammation in your
Right.
skin, in your body, in your gums. Isn't that funny?
It does a lot.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
I just feel like Beautycounter has been um, a wonderful company for me to be involved in, and also it just feels so good that they are doing such a good job advocating for all of us,
Yeah.
right?
For
The
all of
whole
us.
industry
Absolutely.
is so it's like the food industry. It's so unregulated. It's ridiculous.
So yeah. Oh, and we've, I think now most people watching this will see, like, you can go into CVS now, you can go into Target now, and you will see a lot more clean options, which is really great. We always want more people coming to the clean beauty party.
Mhm.
Again, we go above and beyond in clean in terms of we're really leading the charge, and our products are as I said, always going to be innovative and super high performing. We go beyond clean too in terms of our packaging. We've just gone through a lot of repackaging with our products, putting more and more in glass and starting to make the components refillable. The other thing that's so interesting about Beautycounter, which a lot of people don't know, is we're a certified B Corporation. And a B Corporation means the companies have a triple bottom line: people, planet, profit. So other B corporations that people would certainly know of would be Patagonia, Allbirds, Athleta. I never know how to say it. Athleta, whatever that company is. So basically what's great about that is a certified B Corporation. And by the way, Beautycounter got that on day one when we launched in 2013. It's really hard to get that certification, and we got it on day one. So that's a company that uses commerce as a force for good, like as an engine of change, I guess. And that's what Beautycounter is doing. So every time people are buying a Beautycounter product, you're voting with your dollar and demanding clean beauty. And that's actually making a huge impact in DC and in Parliament. So it's just another fascinating thing about it. And when you talked about women empowering women, I think we've all had those jobs with, women that are not necessarily all that collaborative and encouraging. But I will say, yeah, we have a company of, gosh, between the US and Canada, about 60,000 consultants. We do have some men, but the vast majority are women. And on our team, what I love is, most of the people who are on our team work another job. They've got multiple children. They're doing the Zoom homeschool. They're juggling a lot of things. So if someone's looking at this and thinking, God, this sounds kind of interesting, I might want to explore this company, but you feel like you're really busy, don't let that deter you. We're a company of really busy women, and we teach you how you can share and educate and do Beautycounter in these small pockets of your day. I teach people all the time how to have like a focused 15 minutes. Maybe you've got 15-minute periods in your day. I can help you figure out what you could do with that 15 minutes that would help you start building your own business with Beautycounter. So that's the other thing. I think a lot of people think it takes a lot of time, and it really doesn't.
Right. Right. And it is what you want to make of it. It can be a side
Yep.
gig or a full-time hustle. And that's what
100%.
I like about it. I obviously, I love and teach fitness here with my reformer Pilates studio. And I do really enjoy sharing recipes and nutrition. And I'm technically a certified nutrition coach with precision nutrition. I'll have to interview someone else about that another time.
You
But
do everything. It's amazing.
yeah. But anyway, that was one of the things I've been working on in the past few years, is just really coming up with a certification for that and getting more of the nuts and the bolts behind good, healthy nutrition. And I've taken a couple of other courses or whatever
Yeah.
as well. But this has really been it's been a good journey for me to get involved with Beautycounter and to, again, jump on that learning curve and learn about all the different things and products that we are coming up with as solutions, so that women men and women and children, everyone can have healthy skincare. In fact, before I let us all go now, what would be your favorite product? I guess everybody must ask you that.
Yeah. And I used to have a hard time answering it, but for the last year, it has been without a doubt our All Bright Vitamin C serum.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah.
here's a funny little story that I should share, because I don't ever share this, but several years ago, I had a skin cancer in the back of my ear. So I have to go into the dermatologist more than once a year now, just to have checkups. Sorry, I don't know why I got a scratchy throat. So in the last year, I've been to my dermatologist twice. And prior to a year ago, she had said to me, oh, you really need to go under this blue light treatment. I think it would be great to kind of zap precancerous things I see on your face.
Oh,
And
wow.
okay. And I hadn't done it because it was like there was downtime. I just couldn't schedule it. So anyway, I've been using this vitamin C serum every single solitary morning after I wash my face. I put the hydrating essence on. I put the yellow vitamin C that has turmeric in it, and then a moisturizer every single day. And the last 2 times I've seen her, she has been blown away. And in fact, I just went a couple weeks ago, and she's like, you know what? I don't know why I had it in my chart that you needed to have the blue light. She's like, you don't at all. Your skin
Oh,
looks
My
fabulous.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's
And I was like, okay.
unbelievable.
And that is one of the things that that vitamin C serum does. We have more than one source of vitamin C. We've got a pretty high percentage in there, but it not only is protecting skin and fighting free radicals, but it is actually addressing, past sun damage, which, hello, I was like
Right.
this lover.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
because
my
all
favorite.
the yeah, because all the sun damage that we have to worry about is really from when we got it when we were little,
Absolutely.
we
When
were
we were
growing
younger.
up. Yeah, and
Yep. 100%.
we all did the olive oil with the Reynolds Wrap album cover,
Yeah.
remember?
Or the really, like the Bain de Soleil oil that was like tinted brown. So when you put it on, you sort of looked tan and it had no SPF at all. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember all that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I
Baby
know.
oil, the olive
Yep.
oil, whatever it
So
was. Yeah.
now we pay for it. Ooh.
I know. I know. So that's why it is. I have to say, I think my favorite product is the cleansing balm.
Oh gosh.
Because
Yeah.
it's
That's
such
a
a
close second.
multitasker. But for me, especially going from the winter to the spring, and like right now, we're just on the cusp of spring here in New England. But that has been great for me, even with just like putting it on my feet, my hands, my hair. My hair is usually crazy, so just the total multitasker, and I have to
It's
say,
also good. I just used it when we were out skiing. I used it to put on my face before we went out because it's such a good protectant for windburn.
totally,
And then as the
yeah,
season changes, it's actually really good for après sun too.
yeah,
Does
yeah. I
everything.
love that
Yeah.
too.
It's a great product.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really nice to talk with you and just learn about your journey with Beautycounter and, just all the innovative ways that you and the company are providing to so many to find clean beauty. So
Well, thanks.
thank
It
you
was
so
fun.
much.
I enjoyed chatting.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks so much for sharing your insight and have a great day.
Thanks. You too. You
Okay.
too.
Bye
Bye.
now.